sounds. We're here. We're here.
Hey.
And we're having fun. And we're just now letting the crowd in. So bear with us as they take their seats. Let's make sure this thing shows up on the internet. Whether it does or not, I'm not really sure. That's a good thing, but yep, we're on there. Adam, it showed up. It did in fact show up. So
Can't hear you.
Oh, are people there? It's not working.
You couldn't hear that beautiful cheering? Oh, it's too bad.
Anyway, let's Adam, what are we doing here? Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday. It's been a while. It's time to learn a little, Paul.
Yeah, that's great.
We're gonna dust off the old.
Now, this was a weekly installment.
That was amazing.
This used to be a weekly installment when we weren't so sick of each other, and here we are. So I don't know what that means, but here we are.
Apparently.
And what are we going to talk about today, Adam?
Well, looks as though we're going to learn a little about estate planning, the planning of an estate.
Yep, and estate planning is really a fancier word than it should be. It makes it sound like what you're performing is some sort of serious, heavy lift by lawyers who are brilliant. That's not the case. It actually can be very simple. Today we're going to talk about the big four that everybody should get done. And then we'll talk briefly about the fifth document that many people could use if they wanted, especially if they have minor children. So, Adam, without further ado, should I bring up our brochure?
Okay, the number one, you sure could. You bring up the brochure.
So you think anybody can see this? It's going to be really small.
Bro, surely.
It's going to be really small, but I'm gonna zoom in on it.
So four. There's actually the first two we'll go through is probably one you've been asked by medical professionals about. Most people have, if you've been to see one.
Well, let's just go by brochure.
Unfair, Paul. All right, bro. Sure, go ahead.
The first and most common that I'm sure many have heard of is the last will and testament. Adam, can you give me a summary of what a last will and testament is?
Well, last will and testament is the official document established by statute, allows for you to put in writing with two witnesses witnessing your signature what you would like to do with your possessions. And that gets entered into a probate case if necessary to transfer those possessions, and is followed by a court if done properly. And that allows you then to speak from the grave, if you will, on this fine Friday afternoon.
That's the best part of estate planning talk, is talking about death. Yeah, it's a contract between you, the testator, the person that's putting the will together, and that probate court who's inevitably going to control that thing down the road. So it's how you can convey your stuff.
It's also how you can, importantly, for parents, if you zoom out to those beautiful photos.
Let's go down to some of these beautiful children here.
It notifies the court who you would trust as a guardian or trustee for the care of your minor children, and as oversight of a trust set up for their benefit if you have possessions that and assets that need to go their direction before the time is right. And so you can establish that testamentary trust within a last will and testament.
Very good. Moving right along. Let's go down the line here. We're going to zoom out to see what we're about to roll into. And this is good, because this one will just have all three finals that we'll discuss.
Oh, your last will and testament establishes an executor. I want to mention this because people misunderstand what an executor does. If you're named as an executor, it doesn't necessarily get you anything other than the responsibility to work with a court. Potentially some fees, executor fees, but usually not. But it doesn't mean that you are getting everything. It means you're the one in charge of that the person trusted to handle the filing of the estate and probate case and all that stuff. So that's what an executor is. I mentioned the trustee for minor children, the guardian of minor children, care for them. The trustee takes care of a trust, the finances and those sort of things for the benefit of the children while they're minors. And anything else to mention?
Yeah, and importantly, that
itemized possessions. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, and importantly, when you name a guardian, that's just giving your preferred guardian. It still has to go to probate court. He just dropped something, no one noticed, and you still have to go to probate court for the guardianship. But you want to tell that court who you would prefer, so there's not a fight about it if that day were to come. So that's the first one. Last will and testament. The second one we're going to go up to because it's close and it gets confusing. And why did they use this name, a living will, when it actually only works when you're barely living? So, Adam, what is a living will?
That one landed. A living will informs medical folks how you want to be cared for in terms of life-sustaining treatment. They have great words and definitions for a Friday afternoon, but essentially it's technologically administered nutrition and hydration. So in other words, a machine keeping you alive. If you get to a state where you're unlikely to recover, a terminal state, they define that too. It's a Friday afternoon, Good Friday night, Saturday night read. When you get to that state, the living will kicks in. And in that scenario, you can instruct medical folks that I no longer want to be kept alive by a machine if I in a scenario where I would otherwise not be living. And so they define that very specifically when it kicks in, which is your doctor and one other doctor making that determination. So you can put into writing that in that scenario, don't file a 5, 10, 20-year lawsuit about my care when one group says keep this person alive, another group says they wouldn't want to be living like a vegetable. So that's that. That's a living will. And the healthcare power of attorney, Paul, it's your turn.
Did you see what I did there with the camera? I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was pretty
cool. I got a new camera. It's kind of neat. The next one is a healthcare power of attorney. This is someone stepping into your shoes, helping you with all healthcare decisions, can even act on your behalf for healthcare decisions. So let's say you become incapacitated in a way where you can't answer for yourself. This is really important if you have adult children off at college. You want to make sure you have a healthcare power of attorney for them. So in case they get a little wild on a Friday night and bonk their head or have something happen to them and they need your help, there are many states that don't follow the next of kin kind of doctrine like some states do, where you're not allowed to talk about the medical care. One of the biggest risks on what I think,
or if you're a college age person, a person of any age, put this in place.
Yeah, of course. But I think it's less thought about for when your children are in their 20s, right? Makes sense when your parents are, 70, 80s years old, and you're thinking maybe they could have a issue in the near term. But it's just as important for 20 to 70 years old. And what I see as really being helpful is if you're able to have one of those during mental health struggles, because oftentimes if there's a mental health struggle, not often do your children want you to participate, even though you desperately want to. So healthcare power of attorneys, letting someone step into your shoes, acting on your behalf when necessary. And then a financial power of attorney is just the financial side, same exact kind of outcome for those, but it's regarding your financial situation, talking to banks, talking to financial institutions, doing things on your behalf financially. And those can be as broad or as limited as you want, but they're simple to do, but they should be part of every estate plan.
And importantly, we don't have it on this in this brochure, but durable power of attorney. Durable meaning it's in effect while the person granting that power is living. So having a power of attorney for a parent who passed away it's no longer of any use or any effect if that's the case. So sometimes people get confused about that. Power of attorney only lasts during a lifetime. Cool. A lot of death.
A lot of death. And then the last that not everybody needs, but is helpful to have, is a trust, a living trust, a revocable trust. That's one that can be changed during a lifetime. And that we could do a separate, learn a little in the future and how that works and what you can do with that. But I think these four are really what everybody needs to worry about getting done, whether you're young, old, rich, poor. Everybody can use these things. So.
Yep. Yeah, and the trust just is a little more flexibility potentially. It has a few benefits, not as many as some people guess. But anyway,
not as many as the lawyers want you to.
So those are the 4: 2 healthcare docs, power, durable or financial power of attorney, and last will and testament. Cool. All right.
Anything else, Adam?
Any questions popping up on the Facebook?
I'm just waiting. Nope, not yet. So.
StreamYard doesn't have any. Okay, that's all right. All right. Well, it's been real. I hope hopefully you learned a little. And
10 minutes. I mean, that's all you need. That's all the internet needs. That's all our bandwidth can handle. So always a pleasure, Adam.
It was fun. Oh, absolutely. I like that photo there on your wall.
This one?
You zoomed in, but there it is. Yep. Very sharp.
That's our cousin, Steve.
Cleveland rocks.
And I like this sweet handshake. Now we're just burning up bandwidth here.
See you, Paul.
Here, you go over here. Do it out of frame. No, you got to do the other way. Which side are you?
Well, that's fine.
Here, you got to go like that. See, now we're shaking.
That doesn't show up right for me. So you do it the other way now, just in case.
No, mine's this way. Hold on. Are you sure? Let me check on the internet. This is worth waiting for. No one's watching anyway, so who cares?
Signing off, folks.
Hold on, not yet. Oh, well.
Mine's this way.
No, okay. On the internet, we're doing it. On my side, it's this way, and you'd be shaking my hand the other way. Yeah. Oh, I get it now. I get it. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, Hamid. Hey, there is somebody. We got a live one. Hey, buddy. All right, Adam. This is worth sharing. Yes. Thank you for tuning in. Important use of your time. Important use of our time. All right, Adam. I think
man, not too much is up, as you can see.
Haven't even had a drink yet.
Thanks for popping in. Later.
All right, buddy. See you.